Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, say Kahalayim La Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our apostles, teachers, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the election. Peace and taste to you, Church of the Firstborn. All right, so the title of this one gonna be beware of the I like him, or I like, or I like him spirit. Beware of that spirit, because really men, um, you really shouldn't be making this a personal thing between, because at the end of the day, it's like this is the Lord's business, So, it's not really about who you like per se. It's about who Yahweh Shemel Shai has chosen, So, this is the book of Sirach, the 19th chapter, and start at the fourth verse. It says, "He that is hasty to credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul." So, when you read Job, the 32nd chapter, and the 8th verse, it says, "There is a spirit in a man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment." All right, so we've seen in the past that many great men have erred, in trusting the wrong ones, trusting, bigging up the wrong ones. This is why, like, for instance, you won't see me like really sharing too many people's videos, stuff like that. I don't really do stuff like that. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I've seen too much times, like, here it is, you big people up, brothers will big somebody up, and then they end up being demons. You know what I mean? They end up being reprobates, snakes, and serpents. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is that men who you don't even look at as anything, they're actually sincere. You're like, I don't really like this guy. I don't know, but the ones you end up liking are actually end up not being men of the Lord. You see, so I really shouldn't stay away from that type of stuff. Kind of like sharing too many brothers' videos, stuff like that. I respect it. Whatever. It's up to you. Do what you do, but these are the reasons why I personally don't do that type of stuff. Because you never know. Turn around, this guy is a demon now. And now this is the one you're associated with. So it's like, you got to prove a friend first. You know what I mean? You ever say prove a friend, okay? And be not hasty to credit them, because that's light-minded, and because we have responsibility over the flock, So Scripture say, if you condemn the just and justify the wicked, you're an abomination to the Lord. That's what it says. So you don't want to justify a wicked man. Scripture says it's not convenient to magnify a simple man. Does that mean that he's bigging up a nigga? And men have been guilty of that before, Okay, so at the end of the day, you want to, the scripture say finless, so that's part of finless, But when you read Psalms 19 and 13, it says, "Keep back thy servant from presumptuous sins." All right, and I remember the elder Barah used to always, he used to always bring out that scripture. So it always stuck with me. Psalms 19:13. Keep back that servant from presumptuous sins, because you could be presumptuous. Scripture say, "Lean not upon your own understanding." Sometimes, you're in that spirit of, I like this guy, I like him. For some reason, you may end up liking a dude, and he's a demon, he's a straight demon. He's not even a man of the Lord, not even a true man of the Lord. All right, and that could happen by you leaning on your own understanding. You're over there leaning on your own understanding, then you got an evil eye towards you, a real man of the Heavenly Father, and then you end up erring. That's because you're leaning upon your own understanding. And you could be a great man. Job 32:9. A great man, is not always wise. As I said, Job 32:9, man. And neither do the aged understand judgment. So here it is. Hey, You can make mistakes because Satan can hop on you, man, and blind your eyes, man. You know. So again, that's why it says lean not upon your own understanding, man. Okay, Sirach, the 3rd chapter, and the 21st verse, it says, seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. And it is not needful for thee to see with thy eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious unnecessary matters, for more things are showed out to thee than man understand. This is the point, 24 verse. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. See, a lot of times you gotta keep your opinion to yourself, man. Because your opinion could be swayed by your own emotions. You might be a Judite, right? And you already have bias against the Ephraimites, the northern kingdom. You don't know there's hatred there already. And then here it is, you over there looking at it, man. This nigga, he ain't shit. Who you think he's special? You see, or the other way around. You could have some again. You already know how it goes. We're under the curses, man. So you could have your own opinion about a man, but the Lord can have His own opinion. So at the end of the day, it's best to keep your opinion to yourself because you could be deceived by your own vain opinion. Like, for instance, a woman, right? She's always like, oh, I feel. That's an opinion. That's an opinion, Like these people in the world, oh, I think, I feel. When the Lord Yahweh Shai came on the scene, He never said, I feel, I think. I think, I feel this. No, He said, the will of my Father, or He was sure He spoke with authority. He knew. Okay, Judas, I feel like you're going to betray me, Judas. Hopefully you don't betray me, Judas. I I know you're going to betray me. Peter, you're going to deny me 3 times. That's what you're going to do. So at the end of the day, these are opinions, feelings. All right. Oh, I feel. I don't like this guy. I feel a certain way. I feel like, and what happens with feelings is that they cloud your judgment. All right. They cloud your judgment. So here it is. You're going off a feeling, and then the dude ends up being a thief and a robber, a murderer. Now, yes, this Holy Spirit does tell us things. Shows us things, and we see, men's spirits, stuff like that. But when you're dealing with the past, right? Because I'm going based upon what I've seen. All right, I've seen many times men go with their feelings, man, go with their opinions of what they think a brother is, or a brother is not, and then here it is. At the end of the day, you end up erring. See, you end up looking foolish at the end of the day. All right, and you want to avoid them type of things, so you want to stick to the scriptures and stick to what stick to the facts. Scriptures say prove all things, and your opinion is not proof. Your opinion is not proof, man. All right. So many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil supposition overthrown their judgment. See, an evil supposition. The scriptures say your eyes shall be evil against your brother. You see, and what you see amongst our people, amongst Israel and the circumcision, even the day of the circumcision, even they will have an evil eye towards each other. I don't like this nigga. I've experienced it. I've experienced it firsthand, man. I've experienced it firsthand. I don't like you. I don't like. That's why Samuel said what? 1 Samuel 16:7. He said what? The Lord looked not on the outward appearance. He sees not as man sees, but He looketh in the heart, on the inner man. You see, the Lord does. That's why He said, "Look not upon the height of His countenance, nor the height of His stature, man. For the Lord sees not as man sees." So, I've been in them situations before. Jake don't think you ain't shit. They think you ain't shit. They think you ain't. The Lord's not dealing with this guy. I'm sure many brothers have as well. All right. And you sisters, you go through this more than we do, because women all they do all day long is psychoanalyze each other and shit, But the point of this lesson, is to beware of this type of spirit. Again, go back to Sirach, the 19th chapter. Okay, go back there, Sirach 19 and verse 4, and it says. It says, he that's hasty to give credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul. Yeah, so you can't be hasty to give credit, man, because that's a light-minded mindset. Scripture say, "Give not over yourself to a light woman." That's a ditzy girl. That's a girl with no understanding. See, you could become a light-minded individual, with no understanding when you lean upon your feelings and your opinions and your biases, because men have bias. You see, the scriptures speak about being an unbiased judge. All right, that's why the Lord said, "Beware of men," because men have opinions, men have bias, men have preconceived notions. You know, men have opinions and their own ulterior motives for the reasons they do things. The reasons why they might bring you to a council, or the reasons why they might cast your name out as evil, whatever the case may be. You know, the reason why they might give a bad report about you, or this, and that, right? Because Apostle Paul spoke about being evil spoken of or well spoken of. Yeah, as deceivers yet true. Did he say that? Why? Because you're gonna go through these type of things as a servant to the Lord, man. You know, the scriptures say what? They're gonna deliver you up to the synagogues, they're gonna scourge you in the synagogues, and he that slay you gonna think that he do the will of the Lord, man. So that's based upon their opinions. That's based upon a preconceived notion. A lot of the times, see, because the thing is, amongst our people, there's very little communication. There's very little, sitting down at the table, dealing with each other. It's just, I'm right and you're wrong. There's no, scripts speak about being delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. There's no reasoning amongst our people. That's why they kill each other quick. They're quick to condemn a man. They're quick to stone him. That's why the Lord, when he came on the scene, they were stoning that woman, and Jake was quick to condemn that woman. They were quick to throw stones at her, man. But see what happened? The Lord said, "You that are without sin, you cast the first stone." And they all had to flee. See, so at the end of the day, they were deceived by their own vain opinion. They have an evil eye towards their sister. They had an evil eye towards their sister, which ultimately led to the Lord, stepping in and telling them, basically cutting them. Like, look, But that was Jake. That's just an example how Jake is. That's just an example how they are a lot of the times, because we're under the curses. So again, a evil eye could hop on you, an evil spirit could hop on you of having an evil eye towards your brother and stuff like that, man. So you wanna prove a friend first. You wanna go through the proper checks, before you cast judgment, upon a brother, if you will, or before you're hasty to credit or to discredit. You know, if not, then you'll be in a light-minded spirit. You know, again, Sirach 19:4. So it says, Sirach 3:24. Many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil supposition have overthrown their judgment. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not thou the knowledge, therefore that thou hast not. Yeah. See, because you don't know. At the end of the day, you don't really know. At the end of the day, sometimes you're quick to justify a man, and you don't even know him like that. He just came around a couple. You over there bigging him up. All right, that's what men do. For whatever reasons. You know, again, profess not the knowledge that thou hast not. You don't really know. You're not really sure. All right, man got to prove himself. All right. So you can't be deceived by your own vain opinion, and you can't have a evil suspicion that's going to overthrow your judgment. All right, because the scriptures say, "What? Have your senses exercised to discern both the good and the evil, man." All right, and that's part of being a judge. All right, because part of being a judge is being a judge of character, man. All right, you got to look at man's works, man. The Lord weighs everything in a balance. Look at the spirit. They look at everything. The Lord looks at everything. He said charity covers a multitude of sins. He don't just look at one little thing. And then you're fucking wicked. That's not how it goes, man. The Lord weighs everything in a balance, man. And he looks at the heart of the man, or the woman, if you will. The heart of the woman, like Summer Walker said. Yeah, as a good song. The last one she put out. You see, one of the talented Jakes, even though little ghetto gagger queen, but at the end of the day, put out good music once in a while. But anywho, it's this book of Sirach chapter 6 and verse Sirach chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, "If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first. If
thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. He that's hasty to credit is like-minded. Yes, Sirach 19:4. He that's hasty to credit is like-minded. It said, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion. Jacob is a supplanter. You understand? Remember that Jacob is a supplanter. They're supplanters. Okay, so they will supplant you. All right. A lot of times they see that, hey, you know, brothers have a good heart. You know, they see that brothers are good men, you know, and they'll supplant you. They'll come in there and they'll supplant you. You know, they'll wiggle their way around you. You know, they'll act like a brother. They'll act like it. You know, they'll act like they're cool. Like I said, I did the video many moons ago. What was it? You could fake your way into the camp. You can't fake your way into the kingdom. I don't remember where that was, but many moons ago. So and it says, for some is man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity, will and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thine affliction. You know, like when you read Acts the 6th chapter, you know, the disciples, the apostles, they call for men of faithful men to appoint over the business of the Lord, man. So, you know, everyone's not a faithful man. There's only a few faithful men on the earth, you know. So that's why right now, you know, the doors of mercy are quickly shutting because, you know, the elect are being sealed. So there's many niggas that's just, you know, dropping out of there, dropping out of the race. They're dropping out of the truth, you know, because then now they're being exposed as being companions at the table, you see, but not continuing the day of thine affliction because they were never truly brothers. Scripture say if they were brothers, they would continue with us. When the Lord came on the scene, he said, he that is with me is not against us, you know, when the disciples, because the disciples in that spirit too, of the 9 men back in the ancient world, they was in the spirit of, oh yeah, man, I'm with the Lord. Y'all ain't with the Lord, you know. They were in that spirit, man. But the Lord had to rebuke them. You know, the Lord had to rebuke them. The Lord had to bring complete understanding, you know. Because sometimes man will get simple, man, and they'll lean upon their own understanding, man. You know, they'll get proud, you know, whatever the case may be. But the Lord, you know, he corrects all things, you know. So he's doing corrections as we speak, you know. He's doing corrections because man can only see certain things, man, but the Lord sees all. You know, he said his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding both the good and the evil that's done amongst men. You know? So it says, Sirach 6:11, but in thy prosperity he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee. He will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thy enemies, and take heed of thy friends. Hold on. Take heed of thy friends. Why I say take heed of thy friends? Jeremiah 9:1. It said what? That you're in the midst of an assembly of treacherous men. That's your people. All right. He said, Jeremiah said, I'd rather have a lodging place in the wilderness than to deal with these niggas, to be around them, you know, because I'm amongst an assembly of treacherous men. That's why it says, take heed of thy friends. That's why the Lord said, beware of men, you know, especially one of the 12 on that sign, you know. I don't care if they call themselves Israelites. Scripture says Satan's ministers have transformed themselves into angels of light, man. All right. So he that's hasty to give credit is like-minded. All right. Now you could be sincere and being in that spirit. You could be sincere, but you can get robbed, man. I remember being young, being a kid, and my dad was sincere. He would just open the door to anybody. My dad was just a good. He's still like that to this day. He's just smarter now, but you know, he's always been like that, sincere. Just, you know, he's all his friends used to let him come in. They ended up robbing us one day. You know, I had to come home and every fucking thing was, you know, everything was all over the place. They ended up trying to rob us, man. They robbed us, man, because you know he came in there and he allowed just any old body into his house, man. Just being a good, kind-hearted individual. You see, but that's what happened to Gad, man. You know, Jake is the most kindest people, man. They're the most you know, they're too kind, man. Too open and too welcoming. And then to the righteous, they just like kick them out and fuck them. You know, that's just how backwards Jake is, man. You know, Esau comes along, Esau, you know, hey, Esau, yeah, brother, yeah, whatever. Esau could kill you, stab you, you still want to forgive him. You know, Esau rape, rob, murder you, destroy you for hundreds of years, take your nationality from you. You want to kill them. Here comes your own people bearing the message of the Lord, and then you want to murder them and do all kind of nastiness to them, right? You know, but here it is. That's your people. They're kind-hearted to the enemy and to their own. They're just, you know, but that's the naivety of Jake, man. Jake is very naive, man. You know, until they get hurt, you know. But you want to avoid that hurt. So how you avoid that hurt? You gotta apply wisdom. You gotta apply the wisdom. You gotta take heed to what the Lord said, man. Be circumspect. Ephesians 5:15. Be circumspect. Looking around, man. Scripture say, redeeming the time, being circumspect, man. You know, because here it is. The days are evil. These are evil days. Where the Lord said, "What men be lovers of their own self, treacherous, heady, high-minded, two-faced shit." So hey, you gotta beware, man. Okay, this you gotta look at men. You gotta look at their spirit, man. Who is this guy outside of this truth? What does he do? If he wasn't in this truth, what would he be? Is he the type of scammer, grimy nigga? Does he got his shit together? Well, look at his life. You know, what's going on with him? You know, is he just in this thing just for help, or what do we got going on, man? You know, what is he doing? Like, you gotta look at him, because sometimes brother Jake be using you. They be manipulating you, man. You know, and they look at your good nature. Oh, well, you know, this guy, he's in the truth, you know. Hey, look, bro, this is an assembly of treacherous men. Okay, our people. Okay. We didn't make up the rules. That's just how the rules are, man. All right. That's how the rules are, man. Jake might have a good heart, you know, but you don't want to let yourself get used out there, man, by these different guys, man. They're coming there using your kindness as weakness, you know. So you could be in that spirit of being hasty to credit, man. You know, and that's not a good thing, because then you didn't want to end up getting hurt. You don't want to end up looking foolish, you know, at the end of the day, because you trust in those that are not trustworthy, you know. You trust in those that could supplant you. So it says, Sirach 6 and verse 13, separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends. So those that, you know, you call friends, you over there abiding in them, confiding in them, I should say. You know, you over there, hey, this brother, my cool confidant. Yeah, brother, he would never do no shit to me. Yeah, hey, you gotta take heed, you gotta beware. You know, you gotta understand. Hey, look, we're in them times where the Lord said, what man's supposed to be in their own house. You know, betrayers. You know, here you go, because amongst our people are betrayers, man. They betrayed our Lord, and they'll betray you. You know, so you got to be aware of them. That's why the Lord, again, beware of men. That's why the Lord made that statement many times when he came on the scene. 14th verse. It says, a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such a one has found treasure. Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend's excellency is unvaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. Whoso feared the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so is his neighbor also. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, and thou shalt find wisdom till thy old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth and waiteth for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat the fruit, her fruit right soon. All right. For she is very unpleasant to the unlearned, and he that is without understanding will not remain with her. Okay. So take heed of thy friends and separate thyself from thy enemies. It says in the 13th verse, man. Take heed of thy friends. Again, one must be circumspect, man. Scripture say, prove all things. In 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, it says, lay hands on no man suddenly, right? Okay. Lay hands on no man suddenly. Where's that at? Because you could be quick to lay hands on the guy, man. And he could be a demon. And now you over there looking crazy, you know, getting robbed, you know. Now you're over there staining your name, you know. Now you're over there feeling ashamed. I shouldn't have bigged this guy up, you know. I shouldn't have did that, you know. 1 Timothy 5. My bad. 1 Timothy 5. They don't want to be in that state. All right, because that's happened to many great men. You know, they sit there and they big up these guys, and, you know, then they end up looking terrible. You know, they end up looking, now they end up feeling terrible, I should say. But it's par for the course. You got to learn. All right. We all have to learn. We all have to make mistakes and learn, but you don't want to repeat the same mistakes because that would be considered insanity. So it says 1 Timothy 5 and verse 21. It says, I charge thee before the Most High and the Lord Yahushua and the elect angels that thou observe these things without preferring one another before another, doing nothing by partiality. Ooh, hold on. Again, this is why I said about the bias earlier, because bias could destroy your judgment, man. It could cloud your judgment. Again, Sirach 3 and 23. Evil, or 24, evil supposition that overthrown their judgment. That's called partiality or bias. Bias. And bias could cloud your judgment. Evil supposition overthrown, having an evil supposition or suspicion, if you will, could cloud your judgment. You already have a preconceived notion about a man just because I don't like how he talks. I don't like how he, says certain things. I just don't like it. He cursed out this or that. He talked about my tribe, or he said this or that. Whatever. He cursed out the woman or this or that. There's like a lot of people that come across your videos, your brother's videos out there. A lot of them, won't even receive the word just because of the way you are. Because the messenger himself, the messenger. It's like they can't differentiate between the man and his spirit, whatever, how he is based upon or the message. They can't just here it is. They can't put aside, they'll get offended at what you're saying or how you are, or the way you come off. Here it is now I don't like the truth no more. Ultimately, that's a stumbling block to them, but it happens, it happens. So it just, that's why the Lord said that without preferring one another, but doing nothing by partiality. Lay hands on no man suddenly, neither be partakers of other man's sins, keep thyself pure. Because when you are bigging up a guy, all right, you could become a partaker of his sins. If this nigga is a robber and a thief and a murderer, he's a nigga, he's a demon, you over there bigging him up and you over there defending him, oh yeah, this guy's on fire. Yeah, this guy's a good, he's a brother. Yeah, subscribe to him and watch him. And yeah, now you over there, basically co-signing. When somebody co-sign you just like a rapper, a rapper, he'll say, hey, well, he'll do a feature with a nigga, he'll put his arm around him. This guy is cool. He's cool right here. He's cool. Y'all should cool. Y'all should rock with this guy right here. This is why I don't really do that like that, because I'm not responsible for anybody else other than myself. I'm not responsible for I don't know what this guy's gonna do. I don't know if he's this dude. I don't really know him in his personal life. I don't know. I don't really know what this guy's gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna turn around and teach the new covenant. I don't know if he's gonna turn around and stop doing the work, or if he's gonna turn out and be a nigga and start, if he's an agent or something. I don't know. So I'm not gonna be up there. Hey, bro. I don't really know him unless I know the man like that. And even then, I probably won't do it. Even then, I probably won't really kind of big him up too much, because then I don't want to be a partaker of another man's sins. That's between, that let the Lord let the Lord figure it out. All right, you gotta keep things simple. You do the work, man. Yeah, it's cool at the end of the day. Show each other love and stuff like that, but you gotta be aware of these certain things, because then you end up erring. You end up erring. All right, you end up erring. So it says, lay hands on no man suddenly, and neither be partaker of another man's sin. Keep thyself pure. All right, keep thyself pure. It says in 2 Corinthians 6:17, touch not the unclean thing I receive. You see, the unclean thing is referring to men. It's referring to philosophies and all these different things, foods, women. So, but men fall up under that category. Men could be an unclean thing, and if you lay hands on them suddenly, now you become defiled with their sins. That's why it says, if a man come teaching another doctrine, it says, bid him not Godspeed, lest thou be a partaker of his sins. Lest thou be like unto him. It says, bid him not Godspeed. Matter of fact, let's prove that. I think that's 3 John. This is 3 John. Maybe I'm maybe it's not. Maybe it's bid him not Godspeed. Oh, 2 John 1 and verse 2 John 1 and verse 8, it says, actually 7, it says, for there are many deceivers. Many deceivers are entered into the world. And mainly those are your people. All right, because you got the white man, he's just a natural born deceiver. He's just a natural born liar. But this is mainly talking about you. The world is talking about is Israel. Many deceivers are entered into Israel, right? To the world, because the Lord was talking to the Israelites, right? Who confess not, because the white man's gonna confess that the Lord came in the flesh. It's talking about the Lord, the Israelite. It says, who confess that Yahushua is confess not that Yahushua is come in the flesh. That same as a deceiver and an anti-Messiah. Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but that we receive a full reward. Whosoever transgressive and abideth not in the doctrine of Yahushua have not the Most High. He that abideth in the doctrine of Yahushua have both the Father and the Son. If there come unto you any and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed, because you become a partaker of that man's sins or her sins, you know. So it says, for he that biddeth him Godspeed is a partaker of his evil deeds. Having many things to write unto you, I would not write with paper and ink, but I trust to come unto you and speak face to face, right? The children of the elect sister greet thee, right? So the children of the elect sister, the elect lady, the children of the elect will be weary of all things. Scripture say, wise man feareth all things. Scripture say, what, be not ignorant in a small matter or great. It could seem like it's a small matter. This dude used to work for the FBI. Or that, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't lay my hands suddenly on this guy. I wouldn't be bigging him up. This dude's an FBI agent. He used to work for the NSA, CIA. I don't know. I mean, you know, everybody, you know, I don't know. I just wouldn't lay my hands suddenly on him. I wouldn't do that. But you know, that's up to you. You know, it's up to everyone's discretion what they want to do. You know, okay. The Lord told you to beware of men. All right. The Lord told you that there's spies. The Lord told you that there's brethren crept in unawares. The Lord told you beware of men. The Lord told you about that. So, you know, there's a reason why He said these things. Okay, there's a reason why he said these things. So it says, Isaiah 28 and verse 26, for his power doth instruct him to discretion and doeth teach him. All right. The Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshai instructed us to discretion and doeth teach us. The Lord taught us discretion, man. All right. And the Lord taught us to discern, man. You will discern. Malachi 3:18. 16 verse, it says, they that fear the Lord spake often one to another, spake about what? About the truth, about the what's going on, the rumblings of Israel. Who's teaching the word? Who's a nigger? Who's a spy? Who's running around being lukewarm and being teaching false doctrines? You know, they're speaking often to each other about the white man and the Sihip and the prophetic scriptures, you know, and the knowledge and the wisdom. That's what they're speaking about, you know. Watching, scripture say, standing on their watch, you know, daily at my gates. All right, it says the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord and that thought upon his name. They shall be mine, said the Lord, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spare his own son that serve him. That's part of serving the Lord, discerning, marking them that cause division, rebuking, reproving, you know, watching out for the wolves. That's part of the serving. This is the 18th verse. Then ye shall return and discern between the wicked and the righteous, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So you're going to have your senses exercised to discern both good and evil, and that's a manner of discretion. You see, which the Lord taught us in Isaiah 28 and 26. It says, for the Most High doth give him instruction to discretion and doth teach him, man. All right. So it says, Proverbs 5:1, my son, attend unto my wisdom and bow thy ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion and that thy lips mayest keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as honeycomb and her mouth is smoother than oil. That's talking about philosophy, yes, but it could be a man or a woman. They're coming there with bullshit. Like the serpent came in the garden. She came in there with bullshit, lips of a strange woman. He came up there with strange philosophy. That's why it says, Revelation the 14th chapter, the virgins were not deceived. They were not defiled with the philosophy. They weren't deceived. It says it's impossible to deceive the very elect. Matthew 24, right? It's impossible. Why is that? Because these are men that are sealed with instruction. These are men that are circumspect, you know, the virgins. the ones that can learn this song. They have their ancestors exercise to discern both good and evil. They're not easily taken by anything they see or anyone they see, no matter what it be. Because most of your people are easily deceived. They're light-minded because they're hasty to give credit. They don't prove anything. They go based upon their emotions and feelings and their preconceived notions, and that's how they are. This is what they are. That's how they maneuver. But they don't try the spirit by the spirit. It says in Romans 8. It says the spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we're the sons of the Most High, children of the Most High. Okay, sons of God. Romans 8:16. That's called trying the spirit by the spirit. That's called discerning. Which takes a level of maturity in the spirit. It takes experience. It takes the Holy Spirit. You have to apply and you have to stop leaning upon your own understanding, man. Again, because that's when Satan creeps in, man. That's when Satan creeps in. It ends up having you over there condemning a man of the Lord, or a righteous woman, or whatever the case may be. All right, you're over there condemning the little ones. All right, then you become then you start beating the manservants. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because this is the Most High's inheritance. All right. So again, man should not be really in that spirit of oh, I like this guy, I like this guy. I try, through spirit, I try not to say them type of things. I try not to say that. Oh, I like this one, I like that one, because at the end of the day, it's not about who I like. Because you could like a guy, he could be a demon. This is not about being a cool guy, a cool brother. Oh, he's a cool brother. His brother's cool, man. I met him, he was cool. It doesn't matter if he's cool. A lot of guys are cool. A dude in the world is cool. These guys are cool. I like him. I have a beer with the nigga. But that don't mean that he's of the election and he's a real man of the Lord and the Lord's dealing with him. That don't mean that. But a lot of times, that's what happens. That's what's happened in these different camps and these different, you let these different guys come through, just because they're cool and nice or whatever. They're by for a little while, but they're not truly men of the Heavenly Father. See, what happens is that men lean upon their own understanding, man. Look, we're here to fish for the elect, bro. We're here to look for the elect. We're here to look for the best fruits. The Lord said, bring me fruit, me for repentance, not bring me guys that are cool with you. All right. He didn't say, bring me guys that you like, guys that give you a bunch of money, or guys that are, he didn't say that, man. He didn't say, hey, bro, just based upon your feelings, how you feel, bring guys into that you like, and that you favor. No, he said, bring me fruit, me for repentance. He said, bring mine elect to me, man. All right. I require my own usury. That's what he said. Multiply your talent and go out there and bring me my goodly treasures back into my house, man. All right. Bring them back in here. All right. This is not your ministry. All right. You didn't come up with the truth. None of us came up with the truth. All right. The truth was given to us. It's like an open source code. It's kind of like you're dealing with a JavaScript or some shit, or like one of these computer programs. Everybody has access to the database, but you got to know how to use it, right? See, only a few have the codes to enter into the database, man, which is the spirit, and use it correctly, man. So here it is. We all have access to the truth, the Bible. You can open it up, boom, 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 and teach it, blah, blah, blah. But only a few have the words of life, of the codes of life, man, to be able to discern, oh, well, this guy, that are actually using the tools the right way in order to find the fish, the elect. Okay, because a lot of times this truth becomes a hangout to you, man. That's why the apostle spoke about the Hebrew hangout guy. That's why they spoke about that, the Hebrew hangout guy, because they've seen this thing happen many times, man. They've seen men that they kind of like, then they end up falling out, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. That's why you don't really see them bigging guys up like that anymore, like that, and because they're men of experience, But a lot of times, when you deal with these younger men or whatever, which I'm a young man myself, but when you deal with less experienced individuals or brothers, they'll sometimes be unwise, man. And that's why the Lord came on the scene and he rebuked them, and he rebuking us through the spirit. to this day. All right. But yeah, I just want to touch on this topic here because it's certain things that are like nuances in the spirit. It's like you gotta deal with small matters. The Lord said, "What a small matter or a great, be not ignorant." And this could be seen like a small matter, but at the end of the day, it's not really a small matter because you could lead the sheep astray. So you don't want to lead the sheep astray at the end of the day because these are not your sheep. The Lord has given it to you to watch over them while He's gone. You know, and then eventually He's going to return and that's going to be that. So it says Proverbs 16 and verse 1. The preparations of the heart in a man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Most High weigheth the spirits. See, the Most High weighs the spirits, man. The Most High, He weighs the spirits. So it's not up to you to, I like this guy. I like him. I think I like this guy. You could like the dude and teach it, but keep it to yourself. Really. Don't really be out there. Oh yeah, him I like, this one I don't like. You gotta keep these certain things to yourself. The scripture say a fool utter all his mind, right? You gotta keep certain things, to yourself. That because sometimes it's clearly, you see the bias on men. You see how they're totally biased towards one or another. The Lord, again, He told you, 1 Timothy 5:21, doing nothing by partiality, man. All right. 22nd verse, lay hands on no man suddenly. And there's a reason why He said these things, man. All right. Because when you start having biases, when you start being partial in the law, you start judging off. Your judgment starts being off. Then you start being a partial judge. Then you start being like Esau, man. Based upon your, I'd be lenient to this guy because, he's cool. I like him. And the other guy, I don't really like him. So I ain't gonna show this guy that much favor, as the other guy, and that's unrighteous. So we're being prepared in order to be righteous judges on the earth. So you gotta start now. You gotta start, applying these principles now. Not, not lean upon your own understanding, man. Okay, let me find that. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Lean not on your own understanding. Where's that at, man? Yeah, so like it's not popping up for me on here, but nevertheless, it's in there. See if I can use this app. Oh yeah, Proverbs 3 and 5. My bad. There it is. Start at the 4th verse. It says, "So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of the Most High and man." It says, "Trust not, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths." That's why it says, "Therefore judge nothing before the time, man. Therefore judge nothing before the time." Shalom, y'all, but you shall break a thumb to you brothers. Yeah. So it says, "Therefore judge nothing." Yep. 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 4. "For I know nothing by myself." See, I know nothing by myself. We don't know. We know as much as the Lord gave us. All right. So here it is. The Apostle Paul said, "I know nothing by myself. Yet I am not hereby justified, but He that judges me is the Lord. Therefore judge nothing before the time, until the Lord come, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness and will manifest the counsels of the heart. And then shall every man have praise of the Most High." You see? So therefore judge nothing before the time. All right. So sometimes you start to take things to your own, understanding. Again, Proverbs 3 and 5. Lean not upon your own understanding, man. Judge nothing before the time. At the end of the day, men should not be saying, "Oh, I love this. I like this guy. I like them. I like her." Because when that happens, I've seen it time and time again. You end up being very disappointed. All right. You end up being very disappointed. Then you end up looking bad. All right. Because it's not convenient to magnify a sinful man. That's what it says. It says it's not convenient to magnify a sinful man. So a lot of times you could be guilty of magnifying sinful men. All right. That's why it's best not to do that. It's best to take the low. All right, let's watch, let's see, let's see what happens. All right. Just watch. Judge nothing before the time. Again, like the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 4:5, man. It is not convenient. Let me find this. Sirach, the 10th chapter. Okay. And the 22nd verse says, whether he be rich or noble or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord. It is not meet to despise the poor man that have understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man. You see? So it's not convenient to magnify a sinful man. And sometimes men do that, Again, Job 32:9. Great men are not always wise. Neither do the age understand judgment. All right. So we all make mistakes from time to time. Shit happens. All right. But you want to avoid these type of things, man. Again, Psalms 19:13. Keep thy servant back from presumptuous sins. All right. And give me not over to the counsel of my own heart. Right. It says what? Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be upright and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. See? So when the Lord prayed, as Solomon, he prayed for wisdom, understanding to discern and judge such a magnificent people, man. All right. So that's what you should be asking for. It says, if your delight be in thrones, scepters, honor, wisdom, that you may rule forevermore. Wisdom Solomon in the 6th chapter, right? So this all comes part. This is all enveloped underneath the Matthew 23rd chapter, where it says faith, judgment, mercy, the weightier matters of the law. Because the men of the Lord, you have to deal with the weightier matters of the law: faith, judgment, and mercy, right? Because the Lord is just a merciful power, all right, with justice and judgment. Faith, judgment, and mercy. All right. So that's part of the pillars of the new world, which we're rehearsing in, as being in this faith. So, anyways, let me read these and I'll close out. It said Deuteronomy 1:17. You shall have no respect in person in judgment. You shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is the most highest. The cause that is too hard for you, bring it on to me, and I will hear it. That's right. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not upon thy own understanding. Onto thy own understanding. That's right. Deuteronomy 16:19. Thou shalt not rest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons. Neither shalt I take a gift. For the gift doth blind the eyes of the wise. What great men are not always wise. Job 32:9. And pervert the words of the righteous. A wicked man that taketh a gift out the bosom. Proverbs 17:23. A wicked man that taketh the gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment. That's right. Okay, Sirach 6:7, it says, if thou was get a friend, prove him first, be not hasty to credit him. All right, so Sirach 19:4 says, what? If thou is hasty to credit, thou art like-minded. All right, so you don't want to be like-minded in this thing of ours. All right. So again, lay hands on no man suddenly, and be not partaker of other men's sins. Keep thyself pure. 1 Timothy 5:22. All right. So with that, Lord ones, edifying to the election, and just a little exhortation, as it were. We ought to be circumspect. It is not convenient to magnify a sinful man. Sirach 10:23. So, you want to refrain from being in that spirit. Oh, I like this guy. I like that one. I like this. Look, this is who the Lord likes. It's who the Lord likes, not who we like. All right. We're not in this thing to be cool guys. All right. All right. Oh, this guy's cool. This guy's cool. This one's cool. Look, it's who the Lord is dealing with, brother. All right. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. So let the Lord will be done on earth as it is in heaven, as it says in the Lord's Prayer. Right. So with that, Kahalayim La Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash. That belongs to our teachers, the apostles, and elders. And peace I taste to you brothers out there, man. All right. Shalom, bro. Shalom. Shalom.